Good morning, everybody. Today's August 17th, Dr. Duc Vuong. I will give you a quick COVID update. I'm at a lake house Airbnb in Caddo Lake, Texas. It's amazing and beautiful here, but the numbers are not looking good for coronavirus. Yesterday, granted, this is a weekend number and there's always lagging, but we had 252,000 coronavirus cases yesterday. That is, higher than I would have expected for a weekend number. So we'll see what Tuesday numbers are, but we are probably averaging the 170, 180,000 range right now, quite honestly. So as I said, last week, Florida was going to be in the news, which it was. And I said this week it was going to be Texas. And definitely in the news, you're hearing about Houston, you're hearing about Dallas out of pediatric ICU beds, and our cases are just going up and up and up. And Louisiana has plateaued, and Florida has the most cases per capita per 100,000 in the country. And it's one of the hottest spots in the world. It's not getting any better. Miami's over 3,000. LA is catching on fire. Remember, I said that it was going to be Texas in the news this week, and then next week it'll be California, because this will open up. But I will say one of my predictions that's been wrong so far is I'm quite surprised at how quickly these cases are going up in the eastern seaboard, North South Carolina, making its way up to Pennsylvania. Believe it or not, New York City is at 1,900 cases a day now, so almost as much as Houston is. And New Jersey, I'm quite surprised. And Sturgis ended a few days ago, and it's just a matter of time before we start seeing the results of that. We'll see that towards the end of the month, beginning of September. Chicago numbers are already on the increase, and this is not good. The Pfizer and Moderna have submitted first phase trials for booster shots, the third shots, which showed that non-immunocompromised people, average people who get a third dose, have much higher levels of neutralizing antibodies. And so I expect the U.S. government to recommend that starting as early as September for non-immunocompromised people. I got my second shot in May, which means that I would be eligible for my third dose in January to February. They're recommending the third dose around 8 months after you're fully vaccinated. I will have to wait and see what we're going on with the surge. As you know, the way this is going with variants, I'm going to have to see what new variants are popping up and how I feel. Now, will I get a third dose? Maybe, maybe. But I do feel strongly that before healthy people get third doses, we should really be encouraging people to get their first and second doses, quite honestly, and to help our brothers and sisters in underdeveloped countries, because this is a global pandemic, and if we don't take care of this, there's going to be a problem. I did want to make one quick comment on something. I want to remind people. I was going to call it stupid, but the governor of Florida, who I think is doing less than an ideal job regarding this coronavirus, and he has started to promote Regeneron and monoclonal antibodies to the point where he's setting up mobile clinics to give people antibodies. And I need to remind people, monoclonal antibodies and Regeneron, what the governor of Florida is promoting, is not the same as a vaccine. It is, and you cannot get it unless you test positive for COVID. And all it is are, amplified antibodies. And the last time I checked, these were against wild type. So I don't really know how well it'll work against Delta variant. But basically, you get sick, and they give this to you, and you feel better. Now, this is the same stuff that was given to President Trump when he had COVID. And at that time, a year ago, it was, it was only approved for really sick ICU patients. And then the data came in, which showed it's not helpful once you're progressed. And it actually makes a difference early in your COVID positivity. And so I want to remind you the difference, right? Because this is idiocy. Basically, this governor is, instead of promoting vaccination, which helps you, keeps you safe, either not catching it or having mild disease if you do catch it, he is promoting mobile units that once you catch it, they're going to give you this very expensive treatment in the hopes that it will mitigate your disease. And this is the equivalent of like gasoline in your car. You will eventually run out of gasoline. Like if they give you this treatment and you get over it, you use up the antibodies are broken down and you're done. You're not covered again. Versus vaccination, which is more like if you had a nuclear power plant and you could create electricity and power all the time, which is a vaccination. You train your entire immune system to continually produce antibodies that always keeps you protected. So it is lunacy. I mean, I would much rather or another way of looking at it is saying, hey, if you drive without a seatbelt and you get into a car wreck, it's okay because we have this roadside assistance that will come and stitch you up. It's a horrible analogy, but I don't get it. It's not the best approach. If you want to end this pandemic, put your resources into vaccination, not put resources into promoting a very expensive and I believe waning technology that's not going to be as efficient of helping you. This is okay, I have a better example. So instead of getting, this is like a treatment for catching COVID as opposed to a vaccination, which prevents catching the disease. So I don't want people to listen to this governor, who I'm not saying his name on purpose. And let's say they get COVID and they get these antibodies, they get better and they think they're protected. Like, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be as protected. And I'm going to bet that your, people calling it natural immunity, is going to be lower if you get these monoclonal antibodies versus someone who was really sick, their body fought off COVID, and they didn't get this treatment. My guess is your immune system will have a stronger response. So today's August 17th, and 252,000 cases in America alone. Hospitalizations are going through the roof. Schools about to open up. This is a very, very dire warning for you guys. And, to all the people who sit there and go, you're a fear monger. I got two words for you, man. How can I be a fear monger when I'm just reporting the facts? I mean, the facts are numbers are going up. The facts are that it's spreading up the eastern seaboard faster than anyone expected. The facts are the Midwest is about to explode again because of Sturgis. It's like when the meteorologist sits there and tells you that there's a hurricane heading in your path, do you go on his fan page and sit there and go like, he's a fear monger? Like, the hurricane is coming. Like, why are you denying this? So for people who are living on the eastern seaboard, you're about to get fucking like slapped in the face with this. This is not going to be good. And we are not going to burn through this Delta variant really fast. This is not how this is turning out, guys. So stay safe. It's a new pandemic. I'll keep repeating the messages. We'll see who hears it eventually. Get vaccinated. Remember, 2 months. If you got vaccinated, if you get vaccinated today because you heard my message, and you don't need to call for an appointment, you can just drive up to any pharmacy and say, I need a Moderna or J&J. I mean, Moderna or Pfizer. J&J, if you've got to have it. My preference would be a Moderna. And you don't need an appointment, and it's free. They don't take your insurance. They're not going to charge you. It should be 100% free. And you have to have 3 to 4 weeks between, and 3 to 4 weeks to get full immunity. So you're talking 2 months. If you got vaccinated today, you wouldn't have full protection for 2 more months. So middle of September, middle of October. And during that 2-month period, you're going to be exposed to germies and toddlers and teenagers and concert goers and protesters and rioters and craziness. Love you. Stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Bye, guys.